Holy cow, I don't even know where to begin with what just happened. This event was quite crazy. It might be up there with the best of the year. I don't really know yet. I would have to sit down and think about every event. I guess it comes down to just this one in Islam versus Volk, but yeah, wow. Jon Jones makes a very impressive return. That was pretty great. Coming into the fight, I wasn't too sure what to think. Like, my heart was saying that Jon was going to win. I just kind of felt like he was going to win, given the way the story was being told by the UFC and just my general thoughts on it. But yeah, Cyril Gahn, I thought he just made sense that he would win because, in my opinion, Dominic Reyes for sure beat Jon Jones in that fight, and I thought, well, they have a similar path in the UFC. Their takedown defense couldn't be too far separated, so I didn't think that Jon was going to be able to take Cyril down that easily, and then let alone submit him in the first round, which was an insane result to get. Like, I was excited for the fight, and going into it, I was ready to see a lengthy fight, but we really didn't get much there. And it was a little bit of a letdown, but I'm not going to harp around that too much because it was still pretty awesome. So yeah, Jon, after the fight, called out Stipe, and I guess they're going to do that in July, when Stipe said he would be down to do it, and Jon wants to have a quick turnaround probably after that. So yeah, I guess July, Stipe versus Jon, which I'm not too big of a fan of, personally. Like, how many times is Stipe gonna lose the belt and then get an immediate rematch? I get that he's the GOAT, and that's the story they're trying to tell, but yeah, I would personally prefer an actual heavyweight contender. Just because heavyweight's been such a slow division for so long, and now that we finally have a champion who's not gonna sit out and have contract disputes, I guess I was just looking forward to it getting back on track a bit quicker. But still, it's not like we're gonna be waiting for the Cyril versus Jon Jones fight, or not Cyril. It's not like we're gonna be waiting for the Stipe versus Jon Jones fight for a while. So yeah, no. So I guess we should just be thankful that we're getting this fight in July instead of some later date. But in the co-main event, Valentina Shevchenko just lost her title. Holy cow. Yeah, I honestly just think that this is like a Amanda Nunes, Juliana Pena situation all over again, really. I think in the rematch it's quite possible that Valentina wins again. Maybe she doesn't, who knows. She's had two back-to-back not good fights. A lot of people think she lost to Talia Santos, including me at the time. Immediately after the fight, I thought Valentina lost, but there's no questioning it this time. Like, wow. Alexa Grasso going into the fight, I actually forgot, like, who she was. That's it's sad to say, bad to say, I don't care, but yeah, I remembered when they spoke about on commentary how she fought Vivian Araujo last year in a main event, and that, like, jolted my memory back. I was like, oh, yeah, now I remember her, but yeah, that fight wasn't going her way necessarily. It was pretty close, but Valentina was being pretty dominant on the ground, and it was back and forth on the feet, if anything. But yeah, if anything, Alexa Grasso was having the better of the striking exchanges, but yeah, what an insane result to get, submitting Valentina Shevchenko. And I guess that's the fight to be made next. I was really hoping for Blanchfield to get a title shot soon because I'm quite a big fan of her, but I guess that'll have to wait, and maybe it's for the best. Maybe Blanchfield could use just one more fight to get her ready for that. Personally, the fights I would be making, do the Valentina versus Grasso rematch, and on the undercard of that, I think having Blanchfield versus Miran Fiorot, the French lady who beat Caitlin Chookagian. I think those two should have a good old-fashioned number one contenders fight. The winner gets to fight whoever wins out of Valentina and Grasso. But yeah, before that, we had Jeff Neal and Shavkat Rakhmonov. And that was quite a good fight. Probably my fight of the night, personally. I didn't know Jeff Neal actually missed weight by 4 pounds until the actual fight was happening. And you could definitely see it. He was carrying some tummy fat there. But yeah, Shavkat looked pretty great throughout the fight. Neal had his moments too. He was hanging in there, and I think, yeah, at one point in round 2, I think it was, he buzzed Rakhmonov pretty bad. No, wait, no, it was round 3, because, yeah, Rakhmonov did it right back to him in that round, and then he subbed him right before the round ended. So, yeah, good fight. And, yeah, I think Rakhmonov, I think what you do with him next is give him a fight against the winner of Burns versus Masvidal. I think the Masvidal fight would be very big for Rakhmonov. I think that's exactly what he needs to get seen by people and, like, actually spoken about. I think this fight's going to be quite the attention grabber for him, but I think he just needs that one more fight against, like, a very noteworthy opponent that people know the names of, and Masvidal is perfect for that. But the other dude who's perfect for that is Gilbert Burns, because you can compare the fights that he had with Hamza and Shavkat, and that'll be very interesting to do. So yeah, I think that's easily the fight to make next, the winner of those two dudes against Shavkat. Before that, we had Gamrot versus Turner, and this was a pretty flush victory for Gamrot. On the feet, Turner was pretty tough to deal with because of his length, but Gamrot was ultimately always able to get it into a grappling situation, and he did enough to win based off of that. It was a split decision, but personally, I don't think it should have been. I think it was pretty clear that Gamrot won. And going to before that, we had Bo Nickel versus Jamie Pickett, and Bo Nickel somehow continues to submit people very quickly. No. And Bo Nickel subbed him quite quickly. He opened up the fight with a head kick and missed and fell on his ass. But then he got the takedown based off. No, he drove. Yeah, as he was getting up, he drove into the takedown. And pretty easily got Pickett down and choked him out. In the prelims, Cody Garbrandt somehow got a win over Jon Jones, who didn't really do anything. He, I think, threw less than 20 shots by the end of the fight. And yeah, that was a pretty slow fight, I guess. Cody was looking quick and good, but we didn't really get to see his chin tested, which I guess is good for Cody. He gets a win, and he doesn't really have to get, like I said, his chin tested, and he can continue to recover from whatever may have been going on for that losing skid. And yeah, Cody's back to doing okay against opponents who won't do anything to him. Before that, we had Brunson versus Duplessis, and this was a great fight, possibly Brunson's last fight, and his corner threw in the towel after round 2. It started out pretty good looking for Brunson in the first round, and on the feet he was hurting Duplessis, and yeah, I don't know how Duplessis does it. His fights just always go this way. In the first round, he's in trouble, looks like he's tired, and then somehow he pulls it out and gets the win. So yeah, great fight. Can't wait to see what they do next with Duplessis. If it was my choice, I would put him up against the winner of Vettori versus Roman Olitse, I think it is. I think that's the fight. But yeah, I would put him up against the winner of those dudes, personally. Or you could do the Jared Cannonier fight, but I don't know about that one. I'm not too interested in seeing that. Alright, and then we had Araujo versus Ribas. And yep, good fight. It was a pretty grappling heavy fight. Neither of them were really too impressive on the feet, even though I'm pretty sure Ribas actually got a knockdown. But yeah, this was mostly a grappling fight, and it was a very good one at that. Ribas got an armbar, I think it was, and yeah, that was a good fight. Ribas is now probably going to be ranked 8th or 9th in the flyweight division, and she wants, very politely, to fight somebody in the top 5 of either of those divisions. So yeah, cool. Before that, we had Marquez versus Bertolt. That was a pretty gory fight. Bertolt kind of just ran him down, I guess, and gored him against the cage until the referee had to step in. Before that, we had Ian Gary versus Song. I forget his first name, but that was an interesting one. Ian got caught with a check hook in the first round and got knocked down. Or was it the second round? I wouldn't be confident in saying. But yeah, Ian Gary won that fight, and he showed the ability to recover from adversity, I guess, but he also showed the ability to get hit by a guy who, wasn't the quickest. He was pretty slow, but he did look strong, so I won't be judging too much. And I think the ideal fight to go here for Ian Gary is going to be either Kevin Holland or Ponzinibbio, and I think those two actually did get scheduled to fight each other, so yeah, I would like Ian Gary to fight the winner of those two dudes after he fights in 5 weeks. I'm pretty sure there's a card that he said he wanted to get on. It was the Adesanya versus Pereira one. And yeah, I want to see Ian Gary get the quick turnaround on that and see what he can do on that card. I don't really care if he's not fighting somebody too highly touted. I enjoy seeing guys be active, and it'll be nice. So yeah, hope he does that. And then fights the winner of Vettori versus Ponzinibbio. Before that, we had Martinez versus Saman, and my goodness, Saman is a foul machine. I think that fight should have been a draw, and I mean, if you do that many fouls in a fight, I feel like at that point the win's kind of just like, but would that have happened if the fouls didn't happen, but I don't know. The real bad foul was the eye poke in the third round, but the first round there were 2 low blows, and I mean, I guess you could argue the severity of those and the impact on the fight, but it looked like it hurt Martinez pretty badly, so I think it should have been a draw, given said all that. Before that, we had Pena versus Riki. Oh, you know what? Maybe I was wrong. Maybe this was the armbar finish. And Arujo Ribas was a decision. All the fights are kind of blurry together for me, sorry, so. Yep. Well, yeah, just know Riki won. Anyway, moving on. Basharat versus Blackshear. This was an interesting fight for Basharat. One would think this is a fight that he should be impressing in since it's his debut, but I guess Blackshear was quite the challenge, and he actually almost submitted him at the end. He was hanging in towards the end of that third round and kind of got saved by the bell. But yeah, Basharat did win. He showed clearly that he was... But yeah, Basharat won. It was just not as impressive as you would have liked to see. And our first and final fight we will be talking about was a great fight to start out the night, honestly. The first punch landed by Radzhabov. It's been so long I forgot how to even say his name. But yeah. Radzhabov, he landed a big hook early on, I think it was, and he kept landing that same one behind the ear throughout the fight. And that ultimately got him the decision win over Ribovics, but I think these two are very high potential people, and I think in the future they're going to be towards the higher end of the lightweight division, because, yeah, what a fight that was. Both dudes looked pretty skilled. It was quite the dogfight. But yeah, that sums up my review of the card, I guess, and go ahead, let me know whatever you guys thought. Crazy night of fights. Peace out, subscribe, like, the whole shabackle. I'll see you later.